Hello Year 2, how are you? And welcome to today's science lesson. Now in our last science lesson, we finished our topic on everyday materials. So we're going to start this lesson by completing our end of topic assessment, which is called Year 2 Science, 26th of January, Resource 1. So could you pause the video now, Year 2, and have a go at your assessment? Okay, so let's move on to our new science topic. Our new science topic is called Growth and Survival. And today we're going to be answering the question, what babies do different animals have? So by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to understand that animals, including humans, all have offspring that grow into adults. Now, if you don't know what the word offspring means, don't worry, because by the end of the lesson, you'll know what this means. And you'll also be able to tell me what the words extinct and survive mean. And then finally, by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to tell me why animals have babies. Now, before we move on to our Year 2 topic, Growth and Survival, you did a similar topic when you were in Year 1. So I want to see how much you can remember from your Year 1 topic before we build on this for our Year 2 topic. Okay, and we're going to do this in a quiz style. So here's your first quiz question. And now there are 3 questions, and I'm going to explain each question to you, and then leave you to pause the video and have a think. Then we'll come back to the video to go through the answer before moving on to the next question. So number 1 says, which of these animals are carnivores? What is a carnivore? Well, we've got a vulture, a polar bear, a hedgehog, a lion and a snail. Can you pause the video now and see if you can remember which of these animals are carnivores? Okay, Year 2, so let's see how much you remembered. Well, let's start with our vulture. Well, a carnivore is an animal that only eats meat. Okay, so is a vulture a carnivore? Well, yes, it is, isn't it? Because it only eats meat. Now, does anybody know what a polar bear eats? Well, a polar bear eats animals like seals and whales, which are all meat. So therefore, our polar bear is also a carnivore. Okay, what about our hedgehog? Does anybody know what a hedgehog eats? Well, a hedgehog eats beetles and worms, so that's meat, isn't it? But then it also eats fruits like berries, okay, which is a plant. So it eats meat and it eats plants. So therefore, a hedgehog is called an omnivore because it eats both meat and plants. Okay, so we can't circle our hedgehog as a carnivore. What about a lion? Yes, a lion eats meat, so therefore our lion is a carnivore. And then finally, does anybody know what a snail eats? A snail eats mushrooms, fruit, and leaves, which are all plants. Okay, so doesn't eat all meat, it eats all plants. Does anybody remember what those animals are called? Yes, that's right, they're called herbivores. So therefore, we can't circle the snail because the snail is not a carnivore. It's a herbivore. It only eats plants. So remember what a herbivore is because you're going to need it in the next question. So here's your next question. And it asks, which of these animals are herbivores? So we've got a cheetah, a cow, a horse, a squirrel, and a sheep. Can you pause the video and have a think which of these animals are herbivores? Okay, Year 2, so let's start with the cheetah. Now, what do cheetahs eat? Well, cheetahs eat animals like gazelles and zebras and birds, which are all meat. So our cheetah is not a herbivore, is it? Because it doesn't eat only plants. It's a carnivore because it only eats meat. Okay, let's move on to the cow. Now, what do cows eat? Yes, cows eat grass, which is a plant. So therefore, our cow is a herbivore. Now, what about our horse? What do horses eat? Yes, horses also eat plants, so they are also a herbivore. Now, anybody know what a squirrel eats? Well, a squirrel eats nuts and fruit and plants. Okay, so again, our squirrel is a herbivore. So far we've got 3 herbivores, the cow, the horse and the squirrel, and 1 carnivore, our cheetah. Okay, what about the sheep? What does a sheep eat? Yes, our sheep is also a herbivore. So there we go. We've got 4 herbivores and 1 carnivore. Are you ready for our last question? You're doing so well so far. Okay, so it's asking, which type of animal are these? So remember, your types of animals are amphibians, reptiles, mammals, fish, birds, and insects. Okay, so we've got a ladybird, a bear, and a shark. So what type of animal are these? Pause the video now and have a think, Year 2. Okay, so let's start with our ladybird. What type of animal is a ladybird? Fantastic, our ladybird is an insect. And what about the bear? Yes, our bear is a mammal, just like us. Okay, and finally, what type of animal is a shark? Can you see the gills on the side of it, which help it to breathe underwater? Well, therefore, it's a fish. Okay, so well done if you remembered all of that from year one, and that will really help you in our year two topic. So let's move on to our year two topic, growth and survival. So here we go, we've got some pictures here of some different animals. Now, what do these animals all have in common? Can you pause the video and have a little think for me, year two? Okay, did you manage to spot what they all had in common? Well, let's start with the horse, okay? Now, this is a baby horse, isn't it? Does anybody know what a baby horse is called? Yes, it's called a foal. So there we go, we've got a baby horse. Then let's have a look at the bird. Well, this is a baby bird too, isn't it? So we've got a baby horse, a fowl, and a baby bird. Now let's have a look at the rabbit. Now this is a baby rabbit. It's a bunny rabbit. Okay, so we've got three animals which are all babies. Now what about our sheep here, our baby sheep? Can anybody tell me what a baby sheep is called? Yes, it's called a lamb. So again, it's a baby animal. Now what about this? Does anybody know what this is? Yes, it's a tadpole. Now what does a tadpole turn into? Yes, a tadpole turns into a frog. Okay, so all of these animals on this page are babies. Well done if you spotted that. Now, all species of animals, even humans, have babies, okay? So all animals, including humans, have babies. Now, another word for a baby is offspring. So offspring is a noun and it has two syllables. Will you clap them with me? 3, 2, 1. Offspring. There we go. And it means someone's child or children. So the lamb was the sheep's offspring and the fowl was the horse's offspring. Okay. So, like I said, all species of animals have babies, just like humans. Why do you think it is important for animals, including humans, to have babies? Could you pause the video and have a little think for me, year two? Okay, so it is important for animals to have babies because if animals didn't have babies, the species, so the type of animal, would become extinct. What does the word extinct mean? Does anybody know? Can you pause the video now and have a little think for me? Okay, let's see if you knew what extinct meant. So extinct is an adjective. If a species is extinct, it means that it no longer exists. Now, extinct has two syllables. Will you clap them with me again? 3, 2, 1, extinct. Okay, so if an animal is extinct, it means it's no longer around. Okay, so we've got two animals here. Do you know what any of these animals are? They are both extinct. We've got a dodo at the bottom and we've got a yeti at the top. Okay, now let's go back to the slide before. So remember, extinct means when a species no longer exists, it's no longer around. Right, so animals have babies so that their species can survive, okay? So survive is the opposite of become extinct, okay? Survive is a verb and it has two syllables. Will you clap them with me again? 3, 2, 1, survive. Okay, and that means to stay alive. So like I said, it's the opposite of extinct because if a species becomes extinct, it's no longer alive. But if they survive, it means that they stay alive. Okay, fantastic. Now, sometimes when a baby animal is born, it looks like a smaller version of its parent. So like the lamb looked like a smaller version of the sheep and the fowl looked like a smaller version of a horse, didn't it? Sometimes it looks completely different though. Remember our tadpole? It looks completely different to the frog that it grows into, doesn't it?